Okay, so it looks like I found GameSlayer here, gameslayer.tv, or TTV, and he or they are my third opponent in the round robin tournament. It will probably just briefly flash before I started talking, but I'm using the same deck as before. Obviously, it's the same 50 card list, but I want to point out that I am using the Sun Gazing Pacifist / Fight Clubber mods that I made after my first game, because I think that it's a good assumption that most people have trope-based removal to deal with the 1/1 Expandosaurus too easily. So, since I have the Spotlight, Vixen will be just 1/6 next turn, so I'm going to do Fish, Pacifist to protect the fish, and then Muse, because I don't care about protecting the Muse, but also this should...
This one changed its walk.
It's better to have her in soon rather than later. Okay, so what does this Barbarian do? If an enemy lead enters the set this scene, this Swift attacks it. Okay. So... I have not seen this card played. And... My line was actually pretty good. Except that because Godfish... actually, it doesn't matter. Okay, so Godfish is a 1-frame enter lead. So and I have the Spotlight. So Godfish came in before the Barbarian did, which is why Godfish didn't get attacked. There would never have been space for me to Pacifist give him the shield if my opponent had the Spotlight. So what I want to do is attack this. And okay, so let's do that. Let's get him out of the way. And then I'm going to play another Muse because they work best with Godfish. Okay, so Godfish got aced, which means my attack doesn't land. So, unfortunate. I kind of wasted the entry of the Muse and the attack frames. So my opponent is definitely ahead of me here. So the Spikes guy is going to be difficult to get rid of because he has 5 health. So what I was trying to say is the tag-in is in place so that I can draw a Muse back to my hand, or even a Pacifist, and then summon the Video Vixen, or anything that's big. You know, anything that takes 3 or more frames. Lightning is probably best saved to take out leads, but they have summoned a lot of characters. So let's do Pirate and Cayman versus Vixen is... Well, I can't play Vixen with Pirate, so... Alright, let's see how this plays out. I don't know what this card does that takes all 5 frames. Summon 3/2/2 Zebrafish. So he's summoning a lot of characters in order to pump up this lead. But the counter to that strategy is, of course, Pirate, who can profit from 2 enemies dying in the same scene. So I have to start that combo. I will probably use Lightning for this. And I guess I will tag in with my... yeah. So I'm going to use tag in. An attack takes 2, and a Lightning takes 2. So I will have 1 extra frame, which I will use for tag in, and I will bring in the Video Vixen, so that next scene she's a 6/6. The question is, who do I tag in? Like I said, the Muses are nice, but they cost 3 frames, and they're only 2/1s. He played McDoom's Little Princess. Okay. So I guess I'm going to attack the princess, and then Lightning the Barbarian, and then tag in... I think the Muse. I think the Muse is just the best because if I can complete Pirate, then Godfish is just a cinch with 2 Muses in my hand. So they dodge on their lead.
Left. Your actions
Lucky for me, I didn't even try to attack the lead. They probably thought I was going to hit the 4 damage into the lead, which wasn't... It would have been an option if I had more frames, but since I only got 2 actions, the lightning and the attack, I couldn't spend an attack not killing. Okay, so they attack with one of the zebrafish. It's completely unclear who, and we don't know who they attack yet. But, okay, so I triggered my combo. I think Pirate has a voice line there.
Every scar's a story, but this one...
Okay, so what does the sleight of hand heister do? When this attacks, dodges, or performs, return it to your hand. Okay, so his goal is to... dodge or perform with it, maybe even attack, and then get to replay it for 1 frame. Keep building up Severus. So once again, I would really like to trigger the Pirate. If they have Lazy Rider's Lightning. This might be an adventure card. So you can check the graveyard now. No, it's a drama card. So they have a drama lead in Calamus Severus. They may just lightning away my Pirate. So I'm going to not even attack at the Pirate, and instead go for this line of play. And I guess kill the 1/1. No, see, that's a problem if the 1/1 gets returned to hand. So I guess I'm going to kill a 2/2. And I'm going to kill the frozen 2/2 for good measure, just so that it's more likely it goes through. And then if Pirate's off the board anyway, or if his arc gets completed, I will want Godfish, and I didn't think about that in advance, but it was just presented to me. I don't know if you saw the little highlight over in this corner. Okay, so the entry of the Doctor gave all of my guys backfire. All my characters. At least I finished my attack before Doctor entered. You can see here, because I have the spotlight, my 2nd frame resolved before his 2nd frame. Sorry, I like to listen to the character ultimates. It's just sometimes I'm talking and I forget.
Down here, even the cat
They still
knows
alive
its
and kicking
place.
someone. Ooh. Ouch. I guess a 3/2 is the biggest character in here, but that's a rough thing to spend your still alive and kicking frames and resource on. Okay, so... Oh, does enemy characters lose shield and spikes but gain backfire? Look at that. I don't think I've ever really experienced taking away spikes before. So my Cayman is, a little bit neutralized. Okay, so all of these have provoke. Do we know that they have lightning? Did they use a lightning of their own? Yes, they used lightning of their own. So I'm just going to turbo the Godfish here with the 2 Muses. And if he dies or they don't connect, that's too bad. We can see in advance that they're performing twice. Yeah, Vaccinated Doctor with Queen Pin is a good combo against a board-based deck because my characters can't really attack. If they attack, they'll die. But we can see that I'm so close on the Godfish that it's not a huge deal. And if both of my characters land, I will win. Or I could try to perform with some people on the board and get stars that way, but I think that's riskier. Because either way, if the fish dies... Oh, no, that's not true. Actually, if the fish dies and I performed, those stars would go to free narrative. And then I would just have to wait until fish was available again.
I'll throw you out for that.
But this plan of mine only gets stars if fish is alive. But we got the one, and then these two attack, so...
Case closed. The evidence speaks for itself.
Okay, so we've seen this a couple times. You can see right below the victory screen, he's only on 8 out of 9. So there was some kind of star effect. I don't think the bouncer had anything to do with it, but either the visual was wrong and I had a star on one more star on Godfish than was shown, or some other star was given in a way that I don't understand, or next frame I win anyway when the Shirkuza comes on board. So I don't think there is a victory question, just a visual question, but I'm going to check with Game Slayer. Okay, let's clear the victory screen. I am not going to sideboard anything. They don't have as much damage as expected, but they do have the lightnings, so I think Expandosaur is not really worth modifying the deck for. So cinematic rewards, this is because I won a ladder match. I get 10 tickets, and I believe I learned that if you lose a ladder match, you get 4 tickets. So we're going to go back into the competitive queue, and Game Slayer and I are only doing this because there aren't other players right now, so we are guaranteed to match with each other. The devs did put in friend challenges, so in the future you can just
Secrets
challenge a friend directly to guarantee
Watch
that
closely.
you match with them. Alright, first scene. We have quite a different setup this time, where I have the medium-sized Video Vixen, the huge Jumbo Dumbo, 1 Pacifist, and 2 Tropes. I have the Spotlight. We need to be conscious of the Bushwhackers that are played, but since I have the Spotlight again, this won't change anything, so I'm going to Fish and Dumbo. That's mostly to get the Dumbo out. I think that maybe the Pirate lead would be effective to have summoned already, because he's also 4/5 in stats. I played Jolly Muppeteer. The first successful friendly comedy performance each scene gains an extra star.
My lens caught what my eyes missed.
That's a bit of a surprise, because Muppeteer, he costs 3 to summon in the first place. Do we think that my Dumbo is going to get attacked? Because the other use for Wake and Roll is playing it on a character right after they attacked to unfreeze it by 1 frame. Oh, no, it just unfreezes if frozen. So then you can attack with it the very next scene. Yeah, so I'd rather... let's play Vixen and then perform with Godfish. I think that's a little risky. I could play the Pacifist, but I don't think they have anything particularly threatening that I would need to give this guy shield. So they do play a 2 damage trope, taking out the Godfish very quickly. So, my 2 frames are wasted, but Oh, okay, that's pretty good for them. Especially because it has provoke. I now have to attack into it. So let's just take care of that. Let's attack into this and then summon Pirate. Pirate has reasonable stats, and I'd rather not send the Dumbo into the 2/5 right now. They land a Bushwhacker. I forgot. I completely did not think about the Bushwhacker.
I'll throw you out for that.
Even though I said at the beginning of this match that I needed to keep it in mind. So they're going to land a 3 damage on my lead, and actually they would have dodged the Dumbo attack anyway. So,
surprise, surprise.
You know, I kind of played around this, knowing that I didn't want to.
Cast you.
Okay, alright, let's look a little closer at Action Stroke. That's also not a card that I play, but it says prevent all enemy attacks during the next scene, so I'm not allowed to attack at all. Let's see what the queuing looks like. So the tooltip still says I can select an enemy to attack, but it's not letting me land on any of these characters. So I am not even allowed to queue up attacks, and I don't have any provokes, which means that my Pirate is very vulnerable. So why don't I wake and roll the Pirate to keep it alive, and then play out a Fight Clubber because it has provoke. And it's a nice 4/6. They don't attack at all, so the Wake and Rush is kind of wasted. But they play another crew. So Drama Dex here says... Okay, I can't figure out what Drama Dex says. I'm not actually playing this card. I just trying to get the game to refresh. Okay, it's hover, I guess, not click. Destroy this, then give a pre-selected friendly Drama non-lead +3 shield and provoke. So this is Drama. He could get +3 HP shield and provoke. So we know that they have to attack into this, which means that I should probably land an attack there, but that also means that they're going to dodge, so I'm going to Pacifist, and then... See, I'd love to take out both characters, but that will never happen if either of them dodge in these 2 frames. So I have the Spotlight. Let's instead run this attack in here, and then give it dodge. And I don't really want to play my God... Well, okay, let's play the Godfish. If they play their own Bushwhacker, like another copy of the Bushwhacker, that's going to be a problem. They don't. But the reason I ended up playing the Godfish was because I have 4 characters in hand, 2 of them being the Muses, so they should really rack up the Godfish's narrative arc. Yeah, I would never have killed this anyway, because it now has a shield. I'm surprised they perform with only the lead, because the lead would have performed simultaneously with the Bushwhacker, but okay. And then they play out a Sleight of Hand Heister. Surprising, because you want... The Heister doesn't die for Queen Pin, or at least you don't want it to die. And for Severus, you want it to enter the board. So maybe they're just going to perform with it so they get it back and then play it next scene. But this is also a drama. Yeah, so this is a drama gangster, which means it works with Dex, who got sacrificed. Okay, if they have another fast trope, then my guy's dead. But if my guy's dead, then maybe the shield works on this. Maybe it's not worth it to play the Pacifist shield right now. Maybe I'll just play Muse and Cayman, so that I have a wider board and more options next time. They play the Queen Pin and the Baxinut. So the Baxinut is a concern because it's lethal. It's got that lethal trait.
I'm bubbling up over here.
Any amount of damage destroys the damaged character. So I have to pick somebody to attack the Baxinut. I think it should be the 2-1, but, well, I have the spotlight. So nothing is really going to interrupt the 2-1. So let's send the 2-1 into the back. Oh, no, there's a provoke in the way. Ooh. So who hits the provoker? I kind of want it to be the other 2-1 so that I have the big attackers for later. But Cayman says that he unfreezes when another friendly character enters the set. So let's use him to deal with the shield and then give him his spikes back and a shield of his own and then send this attack in. I'm worried, though, that the Baxinut will hit somebody before I can reach her. I don't think there's anything I can do, but, well, I could dodge, but it's not really worth it to me to dodge when she could be attacking, in my opinion, any of these 3 characters on the left. So they do take out my Godfish
Every scar's a story.
right
but
away,
this
but
one,
doing
best
so
left
means that
untold.
their dodge on the Bushwhacker doesn't do anything.
Whatever you were up to
So
solo.
it's not too bad. Then they
let's
don't
keep
ever
it off
attack
the
with the
record,
Baxinut. I'm
shall
very
we?
surprised at the goals here because they summoned out Queen Pin and a Baxinut, so I thought they would try to use the Baxinut to kill something. I drew another Dumbo, but I've spent both of my unfreeze tropes. This still has Provoke, and they have the Spotlight. So if I swing at this with the 8/8, which is the only reasonable character to swing it at this scene, they could attack the 8/8 with even the 1/1, interrupt that, and save his guy. So I'm thinking of just sending a chump attacker in there to lower his health, and then maybe summoning the pirate. On the other hand, I could summon my lead like this, and then attack like that. So he'll deal 3, and then the lead will deal 2, and I don't think the Bushwhacker will dodge this late in the scene. They play their own Bushwhacker. Oh my goodness. So these Bushwhackers are actually giving my opponent a lot of value.
No, that's right.
So that Bushwhacker got to trade with my 2/4 lead. Luckily, it's alive.
Such a mild
And this is what I was saying. They play a second heister and perform with the first one so it returns to the hand. They may have been better off having Severus out, but, you know, they've gotten 4 stars on the Queen Pin, so it's not completely unrealistic. They may have a damage trope, but I kind of doubt it. So let's use my safe first two frames, because the Fight Clubber must be attacked. Performing. That's what I want. I want to perform. Okay. Let's perform with the 6/4 and then attack with the 6/4. And that's all. Okay, I didn't do it to hit the dodge here, but that is a nice bonus.
How did that happen? Oh, wait.
The other way that I
have
could have
it
been a
on
little more
film.
optimal was attacking with the Fight Clubber so that Mime followed and got his attack star. I hope you can read the Mime text if you need a refresher. But that was just more risky because the Fight Clubber may have been attacked since it has the Provoke. I don't know. Okay, so Calamus Severus says, when another friendly character enters the set, and what does my Godfish say? When another friendly character enters the set, so this Scholar's Dies effect will trigger the owners drama lead. Both of them are too low of health to do the attack thing, so let's perform with this, because in the first two scenes, the fight number has to be attacked, and then perform with the big 8-8 because it should still be alive. I see. So actually, let's pacifist to protect my lead, and then perform. So this maybe does 2 damage to everybody, but I can't tell the card from the art alone. 2 damage to each character, right? So now everybody's going to take 2, including their own. But I gave my lead a shield, so it stays alive, and I guess it continues its performance. So watch this. The Dumbo Star goes to the opponent for interrupting my performance, but since I had shield, the damage was completely ignored, and therefore my mime's performance went through. It looks like mime is almost finished, and Godfish is halfway there. With 2 muses in hand, they're each worth 4. Sorry. They're each worth 2 stars with Godfish. So that's 4 of my remaining 5. I don't think... Oh, and I can, if a Godfish or dies, or if I have one in extras already. Muse. I meant a Muse. So there is a Muse in extras, which means that Still Alive and Kick-In is a 2-cost Muse, which is better than the 3-cost Muses in my hand. So this game is pretty much over, as long as I complete the mime lead. And how do I do that? I think, again, the provoke is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Dodging doesn't earn me a star, though. It just lets mime dodge as well. So let's perform with this and then attack with this, so that hopefully one of those finishes the mime's arc, but if they ace the mime, then it doesn't matter. Good, so they just summon their own lead, which lets my performance go through, and I will get 7-8 on the mime. That does mean that the mime's attack won't generate any stars, because the narrative effect is disabled once the lead is completed. But that was fine, because I'm bringing in Godfish anyway. Okay, this scene could have been very bad if they had played another Bushwhacker. Let's see what the rarity of the Bushwhacker is. Yeah, you can run 5 of them. So if they had played a Bushwhacker and then it traded with my Godfish, that would have put me on a back foot. So you can see that my opponent is actually pretty close to completing their drama arc as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think you can only have... Okay, you can have 8 side characters on the board at a time. So I'm just going to play both of the muses, because if Godfish dies, they'll at least give me a star. Oh, so I do like Vintage Punk. It's a 4/1 for only 2 cost, and it has spikes, so he's guaranteed to deal 4 damage to some character. Even though he's vulnerable with the 1 health, it doesn't matter, because he'll deal the 4 damage back. I put Vintage Punk in a lot of my Queen Pin decks in horror, but in this case, it really hurts them, because I was about to say, in this break between scenes here, in the planning phase, that I have all 8 side characters. Here, I'll show you. I can't even... You see that Dumbo isn't even highlighted? So I can't play any of my characters out, which means somebody has to die, and they could stall out this game by not killing any of my characters until they maybe did a big 1-800 <laughs> 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 But since they played a Spike's character, I get to do that. Oh, and okay. They played a Spike's character, which lets me do this. And I still am not allowed to summon a character, but I can play a trope. The way that I lose is if they dodge with the punk in those frames. Well, the way that I don't win. So I'm going to send another character into the punk and then play my trope because I can afford to. And because I have the spotlight, even if they were to play Queen Pin Airstrike, my thing would land before theirs does.
Left.
Queen Pin
Your
takes 2,
actions
Airstrike
led
takes
us
4. So my trope would resolve before their Airstrike trope does. I hope that makes sense.
Polio! Have you seen my cat Polio?
Okay, so I don't even need to grab a Muse. I can just grab... Oops, I couldn't find the show button for a second. I can just grab anyone because I only need 1 star left on the fish.
In the end, the truth.
Okay, I saw
always
again.
comes
There
out.
wasn't a star pop animation, but I did complete the narrative. Maybe that's an issue with fish specifically. All right. I think that barbarian is a great keyword for this video. The barbarians were unique, not a card I really see other people play, and they did give me some trouble. Okay, looks like with the wins from today's tournament, which again, I got tickets because I won on the ladder. I will be able to get 2 packs, so here's the first one, and then I have 92 tickets before opening. And a lot of these are duplicates. Actually, I think they're all duplicates, so then I now have 114, which lets me go buy another pack. Okay, so I think I already have all Tiger Sharkuza. This is take 2. I'm looking for more tag-ins. I only own 1, and I can have up to 3, I think. So there's no tag-ins in this pack. But, oh well. Did you know every viewer has a superpower? That's right. Your superpower is to magnify any video just by clicking thumbs up. It's free to do, and when you do, it tells YouTube that this video was helpful and enjoyable. The YouTube algorithm chooses to amplify videos with likes to a wider audience, so it is the simplest way to help my channel. The algorithm also judges engagement via comments, so if you are willing, leave a comment. Include the special phrase I gave earlier, or call me out for not having one. It really does help me out, so please just take a moment to exercise your superpower. Thanks, and if you're looking for more by me, check out to the left the video of mine that YouTube thinks is best suited for you to watch next. Or check out my entire screenplay video log to the right. Stay safe, stay informed, and stay resilient.